A prodigy groomed for stardom, Tinashe was the industry's perfect package, a singer, actress, and model. She lit up sitcoms, commanded stages, and by the early 2010s, she was poised to rewrite the R&B landscape. Her debut single, 2 On, exploded in 2014, making her as the next big thing. But the promise was short-lived. The album under-delivered, momentum stalled, and a string of flops followed. Fans insist she was slept on, but the truth is even darker. Before we jump into today's video, Auntie Regina has a little something to say.
Me. I love to eat my snacks. Let's eat. I love to eat my snacks. I love let's eat. Hey, yeah.
Don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of Applewood smoked bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, and butter toffee peanuts. Born in Lexington, Kentucky, Tinashe seemed marked for greatness from the start. Even the meaning of her name, which is God is with us, carried a sense of prophecy. To make that vision a reality, her family moved to Los Angeles in the early 2000s, placing her at the heart of the industry. Acting roles quickly followed, like The Polar Express, Akeelah and the Bee, and 2.5 Men. But for Tinashe, music was her true passion. At 14, she dropped out of high school to devote herself fully to her craft. She joined a girl group called The Stunners in 2007, and they were signed to Universal Republic Records. Their brief rise put them on Justin Bieber's My World tour, feeding the idea that stardom was inevitable. When the group split in 2011, Tinashe pivoted to creating mixtapes and filming DIY music videos from her bedroom studio. Her sound was raw, atmospheric, and magnetic enough to draw a devoted following. The following year, Tinashe, who was 19 at the time, signed to RCA Records. On her Facebook page, she stated she picked that label because they believed in her as an artist. The excitement went both ways because the label was anxious for Tinashe to get started. Her debut single, 2 On, came out in January 2014 and featured a verse from Schoolboy Q. The song eventually went 4 times platinum. From there, her debut studio album, Aquarius, was released in October 2014. It was an immediate critical success, with the Los Angeles Times describing it as an excellent album, and Pitchfork drawing comparisons to R&B legends like Janet Jackson and Aaliyah.
Janet Jackson? Aaliyah? I know you lying.
Aquarius peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Top R&B Hip-Hop Albums chart, and Tinashe's future never looked better. Despite Aquarius charting well, actual sales told a completely different story. The album only moved 18,000 copies in its first week and crawled to a weak 70,000 sold in total. The less-than-expected album numbers and lack of label support didn't deter Tinashe, and she immediately began working on her next album, but there would be some serious issues. While Tinashe was supposed to go on tour to support her second album, she announced its cancellation on Facebook due to unexpected recording commitments. Then in 2016, she released an album called Joyride. She later confirmed that her label didn't consider the project to be a full-length studio album, so they didn't promote it or release a lead single. She followed that up with news that her third album, Joyride, was on the way. Once again, she received a lack of support from RCA, so she leaked the album's first single called Party Favors. She didn't just have an issue with her label, though. She was sick and tired of her sorry-ass fans. Well, damn. During a social media rant, she told her fans,
"You don't have my song, you're not a real fan. Go get that shit right now. Play it every day. Request at your local radio station." My shirt, do you see this? It says Grammy. Grammy. That's what I'm trying to get. So stop being a fake fan and following me on Snapchat. Player on iTunes, what are you doing with your life? Why are you following me on Snapchat if you're not a real fan, if you're not really about that life? Why? Get Player on iTunes. Get it now.
The hell wrong with her? Maybe the music ain't hitting like you think, Tinashe. Maybe that's what it is.
In 2015, she was featured on the R. Kelly song Let's Be Real Now. And then in 2016, she teamed up with Chris Brown for the song Player.
She said, let me team up with every problematic male artist in the industry I can find. Line them up.
While her song with Chris was supposed to be the lead single for her long-awaited third album, Tinashe decided to scrap it from the album because she said she never supported the collaboration. She told Nylon magazine, "It wasn't my decision. That's what people don't understand. But you know, at the end of the day, I still really respect him as an artist. I think he's really talented." And then things took a messy turn. After Chris told Kehlani to stop flexing for the gram following an attempt to take her own life, Tinashe unfollowed Chris on social media. From there, Chris took aim at Tinashe by calling her a hobbit face ass.
What in the Lord of the Rings? Girl, not a damn hobbit.
While all that was going on, their song Player peaked at number 39 on the Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart. Tinashe appeared to be in a slump.
You think?
But she hoped it could be remedied by the album's release. Joyride finally debuted in 2018. The single No Drama, featuring Offset, peaked at number 9 on the Billboard charts. But album sales were pitiful. Predictions indicated that she would only sell about 5,000 units in the first week. Reality was even worse, with pure first-week sales coming in at 4,710.
Yeah. Child, she could have kept that album, wasting studio time.
In addition to that, the album debuted at number 58 on the Billboard 200. So once again, Tinashe was realizing that having millions of followers across her social media platforms didn't equate to millions of album sales. In today's music landscape, artists live and die by numbers. Followers, likes, streams, and views dominate conversations, but none of them guarantee revenue. This problem is widespread, and streaming is to blame. There was once a time when fans had to purchase an album to hear it, and now they can access millions of songs instantly for $9.99 a month. The psychology of consumption has shifted. People no longer feel the urgency to own music. They measure support by clicking follow or by playing songs passively on playlists. So just a few years earlier, Tinashe was the music industry's it girl, but things shifted for her quickly, and she couldn't release a hit to save her life. Complex magazine reported that although fans continued to ride for Tinashe and claimed she was slept on, not everybody felt the same. Many blamed the music itself. Tinashe was accused of singing breathily whining lyrics and not having any music of substance. The publication said Tinashe wasn't going deep enough with her music, so fans didn't know who she was or what she was about as an artist. They called her music boring and redundant. Well, Tinashe blamed her label and claimed they waited too long to release Joyride. While chatting with her fans, she mentioned that label politics also played a role in her lack of success. She added that her label pushed her to the side and gave her label mate, Zayn Malik, more attention. But she wasn't done. In a podcast, she revealed her label constantly squashed her ideas, leaving her feeling invisible and uncared for.
When the song started going in a direction theme-wise that I wasn't particularly fond of, I said, hey, maybe we can try something from a different perspective. I was never one to not voice my opinion. My notes seemed to be brushed off. Everyone else felt that the concept was genius. My A&R for my record label was there, and I, as a new artist with no hit to my name, felt an unspoken pressure to allow everyone else in the room to take the lead. The night dragged on, with the song feeling more and more like something I would never say.
Over time, she felt insecure in the music biz with no hit to her name, and she didn't feel like her music was authentic. Between a label that didn't value her as an artist and sending resources to other artists, Tinashe seemed to be moving further and further away from her dreams of Grammys, #1 hits, and superstardom. None of that could happen with RCA. Rumors circulated in 2019 that Tinashe had been dropped. Finally, her manager came out and said that Tinashe initiated being let go because she needed space.
Girl, stop lying.
She started her own independent label called Tinashe Music and released albums in 2019, 2021, and 2023. Although they received positive reviews, each album struggled to crack the top 10 on the charts. And then in 2023, while chatting with The Zach Sang Show, Tinashe said she was embarrassed to have worked with R. Kelly in the past and still disagreed with her collaboration with Chris Brown because she didn't think he was the right person to be on a song with. Chris caught wind of her interview and wrote on Instagram, "Name 5 Tinashe songs or die. Everybody dead. She full of that evil. Shawty career is non-existent."
Well, damn, why everybody gotta be dead though, Chris? Okay, I guess. All right.
By that point, fans were calling her out and saying she should have been thankful to have an artist of Chris's caliber on her song. They also said she needed to get over the collab and move on to more important things, like making some relevant music. Tinashe kept creating music that no one cared to even listen to. However, the Guardian website noted that she began collaborating with artists no one recognized. After bashing her label and mainstream peers, it seemed she had burned every bridge and was left to settle for Z-list collaborations. Well, those Z-list collaborations further alienated her from her core audience. She shifted directions and competed on Dancing with the Stars, but was cut pretty early despite her high scores. Going back to her acting days, she signed on to appear on the partially live production of the Tony Award-winning musical Rent. She received mixed reviews, with some critics and social media users blaming her for the musical's lower-than-expected ratings. In 2024, she dropped her 7th independent album, Quantum Baby. That same year, she received some well-deserved recognition when she performed at Coachella. Months later, her single Nasty went viral on TikTok. In case you're unaware, the song goes a little something like this. Hit it, Auntie Regina.
Is somebody gonna match my freak? Is somebody gonna match my freak? Is somebody gonna match my nasty? I got stamina. They say I'm an athlete. Do you go like that? I got stamina. They say I'm an athlete. Okay, girl. They be making songs about anything these days. What the hell was that?
Nasty went platinum, and her album Quantum Leap peaked at number 23 on the Billboard charts.
Well, it's about damn time.
While the success of the single and the album put Tinashe back on the map, she's going to need more than a TikTok bop if she wants to stay at the top. Hype fades quickly, and the industry has no trouble moving on if someone's unable to produce back-to-back bangers. Tinashe seemed destined to become one of pop's leading girlies, but her career stalled big time. Through all of the twists, turns, delays, and drama, she told Polyester magazine that being an independent artist helped her regain her confidence. She added, "I can bring so much value from what I do by creating my own path." So, in the end, Tinashe may never reclaim the spotlight she once chased, but she's found the power of owning her story, even if no one is listening.
Bestie, no the hell you didn't say if nobody listening. Girl, you shady as hell. Oh, I love it here.
If you enjoyed this video, let us know down below. And thanks for watching RRG.